Hey everyone, it's Funny Friday. Hasbro TV back for another stream. And I'm with Eugen as normal. Well, I say as normal, but like depends, I guess. Eugen, how are you? How's it going, man?
Yeah, I'm fine. Right. You sound a bit bored or I don't know, disinterested. Guys, tell the truth, right? I didn't even do the watch along for the Champions League game, right? Because it's 4 a.m. in Malaysia. Imagine that, right? If I have to sit up and go through another drab, boring game, right? I most probably hang myself, you know what I'm saying? Right. So I went to sleep. And next thing I wake up, right? We won 4-0. Right? And we were down to 10 men. Brenda. And we still put 2 goals, right? We still back 2 more goals after going down to 10 men. So I know we have to say it's who we play against, right? It's on the matter of the day, right? And the blah, blah, blah. So Copenhagen, come on, right? Copenhagen, right? It's just Copenhagen, right? So, yeah. And why can't we put performances like that every week, right?
Well,
why
you know
does
what?
it always have to be?
You know what's quite funny? You know, we used to make those jokes about Johnson having him on the pitch meant we had 10 men. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Those jokes
hey, Diggle, wake up, bro. Hop on if you're free, bro. I haven't seen you in a long time. I haven't had a chat with you.
The link's in the chat. If you want to join, just click on the link. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, you know, we used to make those jokes, right? That he, with Johnson, we have 10 men. And when he went off, like, we played better with 10 men.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing.
Yeah. Brenda.
Like, his goal was good, though. Have you seen his goal? It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, of course, just as long he doesn't smack it, right? And it'll be good. We've been saying about this about Johnson for a long time, remember? Yeah, it was a good pass, it was a good goal, it was good movement. But of course, you take into context, right? It's Copenhagen, one thing. So I might be able just later, but busy at the moment. All right, right? I'll catch up if you are free. Right. So the one game that I missed, we were exciting. The one watch along I didn't do, we were exciting, right? I don't know. Maybe I should miss more games, right? So they can be exciting. I don't know. Is it me, right? Making them play like that. It's a good win. A win is a win, right? It was an impressive win, right? Going down to 10 men, we still were able to put the ball into their net. So that defines how their levels are at, right? And to tell the truth, at this moment in time, we're sitting quite nicely in the Champions League, right? We're just about 1 position off the automatic qualifying positions. So let's hope that we can continue this and actually get in to the so-called Champions League next round without actually having to play more games, right? Since the injuries and all is coming up. So I'm not sure.
Our next game's PSG away. Our next game's PSG away. So PSG away, Dortmund at home still. Frankfurt away. I think Slavia Prague at home. I think that's our 4 games. Yeah. So we'd have to
something like that. So to tell the truth, right? If it's PSG away, yeah, I wouldn't mind if we put 11 men behind the goalposts, right? So this one,
just play for a draw.
We can just squeeze out a draw from that. Yeah. But I don't.
I miss TJ anyway, because Brian comes on. Yeah, because if Brian comes on, he wants to have a go. Do you remember?
Oh yeah. Tell TJ Brian's gonna hop on. He'll sure hop on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We know that. No, I don't want to talk about Chelsea. Why don't we talk about the Chelsea game? Right? Did we talk about the Chelsea game?
No,
we haven't, right? Why do you want to talk about the Chelsea game, right? It was, I don't know. We didn't even turn up. You get what I'm saying? We didn't put in an effort in that game, so I don't even talk about it. That game was the game that made me not want to do the Copenhagen game. uh,
Don't worry,
one
because
or two.
basically, Brian, you convinced them about Frank. That's the whole conversation. That's why that's the quote.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah,
I know.
yeah. Hashim,
Yes,
he's a
yes, yes.
Chelsea fan.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah. You can see the blue there. We know there's a Chelsea fan. Yeah, you should have,
yeah.
could have, but you didn't. It's still 1-0, right? So, and
Mm.
somehow or another, we are still above you. Yeah. Don't don't underestimate that we're still above you. Yeah, and I'm right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, there you go. Hope you're doing well. There you go. Right. What we do? We're still in London,
Yeah,
right? I think you're still in London. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're gonna catch
but
up and chat.
yeah, man. So, for me, do you think it made a difference? Like, for example, Odogi played on the left instead of Spence. Bentancur played with Sarr against Copenhagen. Johnson was on the right instead of Kudus. Maybe we'll talk about that for a bit. And obviously, Moani was up front, right? So, do you think it made any sort of difference?
Hey, big up.
How you doing? You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it made a difference because I think the levels of Copenhagen, and I think he made the subs well done with the subs. You get what I'm saying? Well done with the subs, right? And I think Kudos needed a well-deserved rest, right? Because a lot of pressure has been on him. So Johnson scoring, Odebear scoring. I think Odebear scored too, right, in the game, right? Odebear scores, right? Moani put up better performance, right? Even though,
it was brilliant.
yeah, but I don't know. I didn't watch the game, right? Because I've been watching some other. Stel was saying that he should have put in at least 2 goals, right?
Yeah, Moani missed 3 big chances or 2 big chances.
Yeah, he missed 3 big chances, but maybe that's the rustiness in him. You know what I'm saying? The rustiness that Moani still has in him. Maybe when it comes to the Manchester United game, hopefully the real Moani will turn up and smack MU, right? Smack MU.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Swifty and Dingle.
Eugene, have you streamed with Joseph before? I can't remember. Have you streamed?
Yeah, we streamed last time.
Me and Joseph went to the game together, so I was going to ask his opinions on Copenhagen. So, first of all, on the lineup, I'll ask you about that first. Even though I was with you, what did you think of the lineup?
Yeah, so no, to be fair, I was quite happy with the lineup actually when I saw it. To be fair, it's kind of I was quite happy with the only Bentancur and Sarr in the middle rather than say Paulinho and Bentancur together. I think we play both of them together. It's like a bit too negative. I feel like he let the shackles off in this game, which is good. I think he's got to do this more at home because I'm fine with it away from home and I'm fine with it against big teams. Even against Chelsea, I was fine with it, even though I know we lost. But I was fine with understand it against big teams. But it's the teams like the Copenhagens, the Wolves, the Bournemouth at home, the Villa at home. They're the games you don't want to see Bentancur and Paulinho play together at home. You want to see the game being taken to opposition. So I feel like a bit more. So a Sarr next to him, or even a Bergvall next to him, if he was fit. I feel like really progresses the ball a lot better in the middle. And then it allowed Simmons as well. I was quite happy he's in the middle as well. Simmons is in the middle, so it meant there's more time for him on the ball, creativity-wise. He's able to pick the pass, a bit more freedom to find the 4 passes. And it worked for the first goal when he found Johnson with a great ball. So, yeah, I think it's all around a lot.
Yeah, Joseph, I was surprised he didn't, put Paulinho in defense.
Well, yeah, he's done it before, but no, it's good. When you think about it, it was actually quite well managed because when Johnson was unfortunately, shown his marching orders for the challenge, he actually did bring Paulinho on because he went to more defensive shape, and on the counter attack, we actually hit them better. So he tactically got it right today. Well, on Tuesday, he got it right, but. Obviously, I don't want to get too carried away because obviously, let's wait and see tomorrow if we can, really turn a corner and beat Man United at home because we haven't won a league game since Burnley, so at home, and we haven't only won 3 league games the whole entire calendar year. So need to start, getting on the right track.
I was going to ask, do you think it made any difference?
Guys, Johnson, do you think right with this?
Like, as in, so obviously when Kudus plays, we tend to go to the right a lot, right? Mm-hmm. And obviously you were with me anyway. But I found that we were going to the left a lot because we didn't have Kudus. Like, I know you didn't watch the game, Eugene, but me and Joseph noticed that he was inverting Odobert and he would play a Dogi really far wide. So he was trying to add another attacker in the box and play crosses across with Dogi. Do you think he did that because we didn't have Kudus, or do you think this is like a tactical thing that he might do against United, for example, tomorrow? Like, what do you think it was?
First of all, it'll be interesting to see whether Kudus actually does come back for United, because obviously we've not really heard anything. I don't know if you've heard enough. I mean, did he say anything in the press conference today? Do you know if you watched anything back? Or I don't even know if Kudus is back for United or not. So,
I did hear one thing, right? That Kudus and who's it? Kudus and Mwani weren't in training today or something like that. So I don't know, but yeah. No, but the thing is that I did watch a few of the highlights, right? I'm so happy that he brought Dave.
Touch and go, apparently.
No,
for Kudus.
I'm so happy that he brought on how to say, he brought on Scarlett for a change. You get what I'm saying? Right?
Well, yeah.
Some young blood in there. Yeah.
Me and Harry noticed something as well at the game. Yeah. So I'll come on to Dane Scarlett and Richarlison later. So that's the latest thing. But in terms of Harry, to answer your question about what you're saying,
Brian comes on, it's gonna be like a 5-way fight. Anyway, okay, carry on speaking. Sorry.
Is it a tactical thing? I think good. I think it's good because obviously it just shows that we've got rather than just sort of just focusing down one side, which unfortunately when Kudus does play, that's as good as he is. Like, he's such a great player that I feel like sometimes we get a bit lazy. We pass the ball to him, and he's thinking he's going to be the one that's going to create for us. He's the one that's going to spark for us. I feel like it was better in the fact that we had avenues both sides. Even Johnson at times was actually taking on his man occasionally, like not all the time, but he was taking on better than we had seen in the previous games. And Xavi Simons was spraying it, and I really thought as well, like you were saying to me when you were with me, that Sarr was brilliant as well, wasn't he? Sarr was superb the other day as well. He was really, really important in progressing the ball that's down the right, and also just and Bentancur as well actually played really well as well. Progressing the ball as well.
Only thing I hope, right?
Yeah. Obviously, I've got to bear in mind I'm not getting carried away because it's only Copenhagen at the end of the day as well. So it just needs to be taken into perspective. But I will say that it was definitely. I noticed as well that
but Joseph,
and then the doggy wide is good. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Julian. Yeah, go ahead.
But Joseph, I just hope, right, with this Copenhagen, I'm not sure whether it's me now, but I just hope, right, that this game, right, will build up the confidence for this team to actually play the way they should be playing, right, and especially at home. Yeah, I'm saying, but at the moment now, like we all know, right, it's just Copenhagen. That's one thing, and the other thing is that, right, the big test is actually coming on Saturday. The big test is actually coming on Saturday, right? Because
we've got a great record. Don't get me wrong, but the thing is that it's a different Man United coming in tomorrow, isn't it? Rather than the one from last year, I think.
Yeah, of course, it'll be a different Man United, right? Yeah.
So that's why it's going to be a frank debate in the chat, at least.
It'll be interesting because obviously, Frank obviously knows him, Wemo, one of their main players, very well, of course. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of plan he has for him, if any, to sort of try and stop him.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But before we go there, right? Yeah, the Copenhagen game. Anything else to talk about, right? Or we just gonna wait for Brian to hop on and for Alex? Alex to hop on and go at it.
Alex and Brian.
Oh, cool, Mahani.
Click the link.
Yeah. The link is there, right?
So to be fair, Colin Mwani.
Sorry, carry on.
Colin Mwani. Yeah, I mean, I thought his pressing was really good. Like, he made, end of the day, he is the one who caused that second goal, wasn't he? That, running hard, posting down the goalkeeper, and then laying it off to Odobert in a better position than him. I was glad he picked the option rather than say trying to go for goal, because it could have been tempting just to try and get his first goal for Spurs, and he could have been desperate for it. But instead, he laid it off to a teammate in a better position to see the game off, and that kind of allowed us to really go through the gears.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got to talk about that Van de Ven. I don't know if you guys already talked about it before, but the Van de Ven goal. That was got to be the best goal I've seen live now. Originally, the best goal I saw live was my first game for Blackburn when I saw Robbie Keane's goal. the 0506 when he went from the throw-in, lifted over Blackburn, Bobby Savage, came inside, and they managed to finish it past Brad Friedel. That's one of the best. That was the best goal I've ever seen live myself. So it wasn't at the Fulham game against Burnley, and then now I think that tops it. That's topped a lot.
Yeah,
that goal. Who else would do that? Let alone a centre back. Who else would do that at the moment? You know what I mean? In the Premier League, who on earth would do that?
It reminded me so much of Gareth Bale. Honestly, the goal was so Gareth Bale-esque. Like, the San Siro when he scored that first one.
Yeah.
It reminded me.
No, remember what I've been saying, right? For the past, since a couple of seasons, I always been saying, right? Let's hope we can turn VDV into a Bale. Remember, I've been saying it for 2 seasons, bro. Right, the way that he runs, right? And guys, he's our top scorer at the moment.
I know. Put him forward. What we should do is try at the Emirates. Yeah, we should try a curveball. Yeah, go to the Emirates. Put Danso Romero. You put Danso Romero in the line. It looks like a back three. Oh no, Van der Ven up top, straight up top. Yeah, we can handle that. Pace like that.
We put Van der Ven on the wings. You get him saying that?
Left wing. Come on, left wing.
Bale, not Van der Ven. Van der Bale, that would be something.
The thing about that goal, which surprised me a lot, was Moani was like open for a tap in. I don't know if you've seen it, Eugene. Yeah. And he still shot. He was like, "No, I'm going to score."
No, I'm just going to score.
We were there. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we found about 70 yards. We probably thought, you know what, this one, run 70 yards. I'm not squaring this. I'm going to hammer this into the bloody corner. That's what I'm doing. Unbelievable.
No, I did see the highlights, right? It was a well taken goal. You get what I'm saying? It was a well taken goal, right? And like I said, let's see how VDV will develop into, whether he'll turn into a Bale or will we still use him as a center defender or a left winger, right? We don't know. Right. If all our defensive players come back, right, and let's say we bring in Takai back, Gregerson is back, and then we bring back Vuskovic, all of our defenders are back. Then maybe we can change VDV into a left winger.
You can't. To be fair, we have a left-wing problem, you said, Harry. Well, why don't we just, that could be our left-wing problem,
right? He can defend. He can come back, help and defend. Yeah.
But he played left back for Holland as well. That's the thing. He plays left back for Holland.
He has played left back for Holland, yeah. So
he can play on the wing, probably. I can probably play that. I know, isn't he on that?
As long as his hamstrings are fine, obviously, we got to remember that, obviously, I'm always, a bit slightly concerned about, how his hamstrings will do after these marauding runs, because it's normally about the 10th or 11th game in the season when Van der Ven normally goes down for a 2-3 month injury, isn't it? So, but so far, touch wood, he's still seeming fine. He's a lot more. I do think the tactical setup is helping him, though, isn't it? Because he's not running to run back and sprint back 40 yards, from high line, 50 yards. It's helping him a lot. He's not having to exert himself as much, I don't think. I think you'll see the benefit.
That's true.
Yeah. For that goal, to me, personally, I thought it was like he thought he got the ball in, like he thought, I'm going to finish the game off.
Yeah. That's exactly what it was.
Well, Brian's here. Let's see if Alex turns on.
Hello, Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, brother. How are we all doing? Hope you're all good and well. It's just in the middle of doing something, but I can't wait for TJ to come on and this guy to come on and talk utter nonsense about a manager that's been here. Oh, he's coming. He'll come. I look forward to this. I look forward to this. Mate, I'm going to save all my.
We're going to get involved, right?
I'm going to save all my and facts and details until TJ or Alex or both turn up. So,
Brian, we're just talking about Copenhagen, about how great that Bale goal or the Van der Ven goal was. It just turned into Bale. You know what I mean? We're just talking about how great it was. We were saying it's probably the best goal we've seen live.
Bale, Sonny, carbon copy of whatever you want to do. The man is incredible. He's my favourite player since we signed him. Him and Porro are my two favourite players. I love them both. But Van der Ven, the great thing with Van der Ven, here he is. Oh, it's good that he's coming in now because the great thing I'll say about Van der Ven, look at that, honestly, we're gonna debate and talk. But look at that smile. How can you not just sit and go, Alex's smile? What I will say, big up, brother, big up, my brother. What I will say, and it's good that Alex is coming at this time. Before Thomas Frank came in, everyone was like, well, let's see if Mickey van der Ven is just a pace merchant, and because we play a high line, his pace gets out the way, he gets him out of trouble. His heading is the one flaw where people say he needs to improve. Enter Thomas Frank. Has his heading improved both defensively and attackingly?
No. Okay. Let me.
Alex, I've finished my bit.
Yeah.
We'll do this. Has his goal scoring improved?
Absolutely.
Yes.
6 goals.
Has he had to use his pace as regularly, if ever?
No.
And I mean real big. Oh, okay. So, okay. 1 second. I will be back. Ben Daniels just calling me. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Let Alex speak and then I'll be back.
Say to Ben that he's deluded, but I love him anyway. But say that to him.
Okay, I will do. I'll see him right now.
I'm joking.
Ask Ben to come on too.
But yeah.
Hello, Alex. Big up. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, big up. Sorry to interrupt the conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
Alex,
all those points about Van der Ven, he obviously has been watching Mr. Box Office TV because I've actually been giving very, very big compliments to Van der Ven. I've been actually saying that he's a better defender than bloody Romero. I've been saying that I'd rather have him as captain. I said he's been the best defender of the Premier League so far.
I agree, Alex. I agree.
So, you know what I mean? He's more of a captain. I said it on my channel. After the Everton game. I said, this guy looks like a proper defender. And I said, Danzo looks like bloody, Michael Dawson. So, I've been very compliment of the defence. I've been very compliment of it. But it's like I said before. It's like, I'm not going to have a go at Brian because Brian's a good sport because he actually, unlike some people like Saba, just can't take the truth and can't take anybody else's opinion. He's actually a good sport because he'll actually listen to me. Even if we get into an argument, he doesn't take it personally. But there's other people out there, but just can't take it. You know, unfortunately, there is some flaws about what we're seeing at the moment. Like certain players, I'm not going to go on that with Charleston because you know my thoughts on him.
We didn't come on to him yet.
There's no point in me saying the same things I've said before.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Actually, anyway, yeah.
I'd rather have Scarlett. Alex, to tell the truth, I'd rather have Scarlett over Richarlison at the moment.
Oh yeah, well, anybody's better bloody Richarlison. But it's just the whole thing about certain players like Doji, for instance. Everyone's giving him so much praise and stuff. This guy in the final third is absolutely crap. He's crap, right? Because the last 3 years, I've seen this guy, every single time he goes into the final third, he messes up. He messed up against Copenhagen as well. He should have assist after assist after assist after assist after assist. Shots on target, this guy, because the amount of times he gets into the right position, he messes up every single time.
That's what I was going to say, Alex. He does get into the right positions a lot, doesn't he? But his final end product isn't always great.
He messes up every time. But all I mean with the Tottenham fans saying, oh, he's good. He's a very nice defender. I'm like, based on what? Based on what?
I think what it is at least as a left foot. I think what it is better obviously than Adogi on the left, obviously rather than say Spence on the left. At least it's something. At least you have a left footer on the left and left back. At least you have a left footer, so it's like more balance in the squad. But I do understand what you're saying about is his end product good enough to because he gets in all these great positions. You do wonder sometimes he reminds you like a Dorgu like player. I'm saying a bit from Man United. He reminds you of him. He gets into good positions, but he doesn't really provide the final ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. And then you get people in the chat like Destiny 5, who I love Destiny 5. I love Destiny 5 because he absolutely loves me. He says to me, "Oh, you should trouble Mr. Trouble FC." Well, no, it's not. It's just telling the truth. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, look, there are positives about Thomas Frank. Like the Copenhagen performance was good. After the sending off, it was a great performance. But we did struggle in certain parts of the game. Simple. It's what we were watching. We scored the goal because of the low average.
Alex, I prefer to give him time.
Like I said, Haz, I'm fed up with people telling me it's not against you. I'm fed up with people saying I'm going to give him time. I ain't sacking the manager. I ain't saying Frank out. I might have said it.
I might have put you for a long time. That's the only reason I'm asking.
No, just like, because when I put put something on the thumbnail saying Frank out, it's like, well, did I say it in the video that I wanted him out? There's somebody that shakes his bums, and that said that he wanted Frank out, but I don't see anybody having a go at him. I'm not going to say his name because I don't know. Oh, you know who I'm talking about? The guy that he likes to shake his bum when he gets excited. You know who I'm talking about. He goes on big shows. But I'm not going to say his name because he don't invite me on. He don't invite me, so I don't give a monkeys about him. But the point is, though, yeah, right, okay, is that I didn't say that. I mean, yeah, some of the team looks good, but unfortunately, he's got to prove himself. And when I said to Brian earlier, I said to him, people are not going to the stadium because it might be too pricey, yes, but most of them do not believe in Frank. They do not believe in Frank, right? Because I go to that stadium. Right, and they get very, very frustrated with Frank. They get very frustrated. Right, the last game against Chelsea, most of them left halfway through the game. Right? And I did a match vlog, and I pointed it out straight away to everybody. Everyone was leaving on my section, or saying, "I've had enough of this. Frank football's crap." That's what they were saying, and I've felt that for quite a while. And we are European champions, bruv. We're European champions. We shouldn't be having this sort of argument at the moment. There are certain persons left the football club, right, which I don't want to mention because we shouldn't be talking about him anymore. He's gone. He's done and dusted now, right? So you know what I mean? So for me, I'm sorry. I think he's still got to do a lot more. But it's nothing against Frank. It's not that I've got anything against Frank. It's just at the moment.
But Alex, is it like, for example, for me? I was in the same camp with you with Poch. Like, I wasn't against him. I was just didn't know much about him. But for example, when we got Redknapp and Conte and Jose, was different because I liked them from before. And Frank's the same for me. Like, I'm in Brian's camp with Frank. Like, I think he's the right person for us right now, at the very least right now, and in the near future, because I knew him from before. But are you in the camp like when we got Poch sort of thing? Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, like I said, I'm repeating myself again on this one. I didn't like Poch. I didn't like Poch at the start, but he proved himself after his second season, halfway through his second season. Then I saw something, right? You know what I mean?
I know. Anyway, carry on, Brian.
What do you mean? What's happened?
Just listen to what you just said.
No, I was just going to say about what you said about Poch, which blows my mind because you just said he did it in his second season and we gave it time.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think Frank's doing? And if you remember, fans that were there during the Poch era, if it hadn't been for a deflected free kick by Harry Kane against Aston Villa, he was very close. And the Spurs fans were going, "Oh my God, this football, this blah, 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 blah." And then from that Aston Villa game, the second half of the season was massive. And by the way, that Aston Villa game would have been this week just gone. Like literally on par with the Copenhagen game. And this is when Pochettino also said, "Do you know what? Those bad eggs like Andros Townsend and all that." And the guy brought up Nabil Bentaleb and Ryan Mason. And we had a second half of the season where we were on absolute fire. And then we know what happened the next 3 years. If I said to you, Alex, and any Spurs fan, without knowing the style of football, if I said to you, any Spurs fan, at this time, we'd be fifth in the league or sixth, wherever we are right now, fifth or sixth. Yeah, the Carabao Cup, undefeated in the Champions League, joint highest goal scorers, second best defence, and we still got players to come back. Not one Spurs fan after last season's league form will go, "I'm not taking that."
No,
I don't care right now about the style of football because Frank needs to implement it, and we do.
Yeah,
what he's doing when Postecoglou came in, as Danny and the Hotspur had said, all he had to do is play attacking football, and the fans will love him. because of Conte, Mourinho, Jose, Conte, Mourinho, and Nuno. And they did that. The first thing Thomas Frank had to do was make this team, bear in mind, it's the exact same defence as Postecoglou had, the exact same defence. He had to make our defence more solid and harder to beat, and that's exactly what he's done. Now, even, and I hate mentioning his name, even though he won a trophy for Tottenham, George Graham at the Filth,
I remember him, yeah.
said, build the defence. If you don't concede, you don't lose. And then he worked on the midfield and the front line. We are extremely hard to beat, apart from home. And let's face it, that's been for every single manager we've had, apart from Conte's first season, that half season, when we got Champions League. Did you see the stat, Alex? We are 6 defeats away at home, away from what Arsenal have had in the entire time at the Emirates. They've been there since the early 2000s.
Brian, I've got a question for this, right? To tell you, I'm not Frank out or anything, right? But the problem with the Spurs fans, right, especially in the stadium, they've got this mentality that they want to see that attacking style of football, you know, that blah, 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 right? But whenever we become pragmatic, right, we lose our marbles over it, especially in the stadium.
Yep.
You know, right? We've seen this over and over again. We've seen it when we had Mourinho, right? We've seen it when we had Conte, right? And now, why do you think the fans in the stadium would give Frank any leeway? They will jump on him again, because that is the mentality of the Spurs fan base in the stadium itself. They want to be, don't forget, right? Are you entertained? They want to be entertained.
Ben's calling me back. I'll be back again. And next time when I'm back, I'll be back permanently.
All right.
But just to go to Brian's point, though, yeah, no one's criticising the stats about us winning. Like, no one's saying Frank out.
No, the thing is, Alex, that's the problem, right? I've been doing watch-alongs until I'm so bored, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's why on Thursday, this Copenhagen game, right? It was 4 a.m. in Malaysia. I said, fuck it, I ain't doing it, right? I had to go and sleep. Yes, because the previous game when I did the watch-along for who did we play away?
Chelsea.
Monaco.
Chelsea.
No, Monaco. 4 a.m. Yeah. The Monaco game.
And on your birthday, Joseph.
Oh yeah, my birthday.
And we should have been battered by Monaco. You know what I'm saying? But we were lucky because Monaco is shittier than us. That's how we got a 0-0 draw.
It's not even just that. He mentioned about us being top goal scorers. So a defender is one of our top goal scorers, and own goals are top goal scorers. Right.
Yeah, that's
so
right,
this is the narrative. This is the narrative we say at the moment. Yeah, set play pieces is where reason why we're scoring goals as well. Okay, recently against Copenhagen we saw a bit of quality, a little bit, but you know, at the same time, you know, I still yet to be proven that this is going to be better. Like I said, there are positives out there about Thomas Frank defense. But I still look at it like the same thing that Postecoglou. He had the easiest job to do to get that defense, to get people on board with that, because you know, look how bad our defense was last season. You know what I mean? Just play us not like, you know, like a high line, and actually play the defenders the way they should be played.
No,
and
Alex,
Bob your uncle.
The thing with Ange was a very simple thing, right? We were starved of that attacking style football through Mourinho, Nuno, and Conte, right? And the fan base turned on Conte, right? Which we shouldn't have, because he was building something. You can say, but the problem is that our fan base our home fans, right, in the stadium, right? Nearly 60,000 of them can't accept the way we play, like what we played against Chelsea, right? Like how we played against most of the teams in the past few games. Apart from this Copenhagen game, right? Which, number one, we have to take into context that, bro, it's Copenhagen. You can say that, right? If you played like that against Chelsea and you lost, right, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, the fans wouldn't have been upset. But the problem is that against Chelsea, we didn't turn up. Against Newcastle, we didn't turn up. Why do we turn up when we want to turn up, and we don't turn up when I don't know. It's so I don't know. Jekyll and Hyde. You get what I'm saying?
Well, it's 0.05 xG against Chelsea. That's how bad it was. I mean,
honestly, I can't stand people talking about XG. I swear, I'll get fed up people talking about XG.
No, I think it's not even.
I don't even know why people say XG. I don't even understand why people talk about XG, and it's an argument.
No,
honestly, I can watch. I need to watch. I only need to watch Tottenham to see how bad we are. I don't need XG to tell me how bad it is. You know what I mean? These people that play FIFA too much telling me about bloody XG. Honestly, stats is ruining the game. Honestly, because honestly, Alex, I've never heard that nonsense in my life.
No, Alex, but the problem is that, right? You have to accept that stats have come into the game. It will never go out of the game.
Bro, I don't care. I couldn't give a monkeys because but I couldn't. No, I don't. I can't. No, bro, I don't even give a monkeys about it because as far as I'm concerned, you're lazy.
You don't give a monkeys about it. The rest of the world gives something about it.
Well, they're lazy. They're lazy because the reason why they're lazy, they don't watch the bloody rest of the game because most of them were telling me that Javi Simmons was a very good player when all they were doing was looking at their bloody assists. Yeah, one person that was telling me, "Oh yeah, Javi Simmons is going to be really good." Don't just tell. I tell you. Yeah, where's that person? Yeah, he hasn't come back to me, hasn't he? You know what I mean? Yeah, because you knew he was chatting absolute rubbish to me. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry, nah, because most of these people don't even watch the game. But some of these people tell me these people got so much assists. This person's got so much assists. This assist, useless to everybody that it's assist. This could be a 2-yard pass. Could be a 2-yard pass, bro. You know what I mean? You know, because people are making a big deal about Paulinho making these assists for bloody Van de Ven. And what did he do for that assist? Do a 2-yard pass to Van de Ven, and Van de Ven went the other side of the pitch and scored. You know what I mean? You know? You know what I mean? So I don't even know what you're going there. You know what I mean? You know? No. So it's like, and I like I say, this is the thing, isn't it? Yeah? I love this. This is the thing, because I've been quiet. I've been really quiet. Because I've been watching football matches rather than listening to other people and actually taking my own opinion rather than listening to other people. Then I can come across it. And a lot of people think the same way as me. You know what I mean? Then I know I'm talking sense because I'm getting people rattled in the chat. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. That's the whole point. You know what I mean? So it's like, listen, like he's going to get the season. He will get the season, right? And, you know, and we'll see what happens. But, you know, like I said with Pochettino, I'm not being a hypocrite by saying Pochettino. I gave it, I was on, I liked him after his second season, halfway through his second season, right? It might happen with Thomas Frank as well, but at the moment, there's certain things I like, certain things I don't like at the moment. But I think the reason why he's getting a lot of praise at the moment is because he's getting results. If he wasn't getting results,
it's a results business.
And I think the thing is, though, it is Conte football. The difference is with him.
The results, right?
You know, the difference is with Conte and Thomas Frank is that Conte, he only stays at clubs only a certain amount of time. I'm not sure if that's going to happen with Thomas Frank. I think he might have to have a little bit longer. I think he might stay a little bit longer. Is he the sort of guy that is kind of going to develop the team into the finished article? I don't know.
No,
that's the
Alex,
thing.
We don't know, Alex. That's the problem, is that we don't know, right? But the problem is that if you turn up in every Premier League home game, right, and put up performances like shit, right, the home fans will turn against him in the stadium. And when that happens, right, we all know what happens after that. His tenureship becomes very precarious. You get what I'm saying? But the problem is that
you think the problem is the fact that Spurs fans have it in their head about a certain style of football?
No, that's the problem. That is the problem, right? When we had Conte, right, why didn't we stick with him? Right? When we had Mourinho, why didn't we give him a chance? Right? I'm not going to talk about Nuno, right? Because Nuno is Nuno, right? But the problem is that, right, our fan base has been put in this mindset for the past 40, 50, 60 years, right? The style of play that we have to maintain, right? We are exciting football, blah, 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 right? But in the end of the day, right, in modern football nowadays, right, it doesn't matter how you play, right? In the end of the day, right, it's the results that matters, right? Yeah. It's the scoreline that matters. You get what I'm saying? But of course, along the way, you're looking at the performances. If we are shit, but we're performing well, right? Any of you guys remember the Newcastle game? I'm not sure whether it's at home or away, right? When Newcastle scored 1 goal, right? We had 36 attempts, 40 attempts.
I remember one, yeah.
And Dubravka was saving the 8-9 shots, right? That's the style.
Was that Tim Krul or Dubravka? I can't remember. Yeah, Tim Krul, I think.
Tim Krul, I think.
Tim Krul, yeah. Tim Krul, yeah.
Tim Krul, yeah. Tim Krul was on the match.
So that's the style of play that we want. But the thing is that we can't do that anymore.
We don't have the players to play that way, Eugene, anyway. We don't have the
players to play that way. Yeah, of course. This
is where I've got an issue. This is where I've got an issue with this, yeah? Right? When people say this, people rate Alderbear, and you know who said this? Sean from Spurs Talk Show, right? People rate Matistel, Sean from Spurs Talk Show, right? All saying they rate these players. Okay, well, okay. If you rate these players, there's no excuse for Javi Simmons. There's no excuse for Moani, who doesn't need time because he's on loan and time's ticking. Time's ticking, yeah? So when he's only having a few moments, we ain't got time to wait, yeah? Because after this season, he's finito. He's gone, yeah? So people saying he needs time, we need to have patience. He's gone at next season, so that won't be any more patience. You know what I mean? You know? So this again, the narrative that I hear from people telling me, oh, we need to give it time. We need to do this. We need to do that. Well, you rated Alderbear. You rate Matistel that we told it was absolute garbage.
I don't rate Alderbear.
I don't rate.
So if you rate those two players, right, what's the excuse for Javi Simmons? He's got good players around him then. If that's
I'm
your
personally not in that group.
Yeah, I'm not in that group.
Exactly.
Either,
so you either don't rate the players, right, who've only got this season, because if we've got £100 million to spend next season, right, okay, we ain't got time for Javi. We ain't got time for players like Alderbear and Matistel. I'll tell you that for a fact.
Yeah, that's true.
Or am I talking the truth or not?
Bang on the money, my bro.
We don't rate
speaking the tongues.
Yeah.
But certain Spurs fans think I'm too much because I'm not good enough for them. I'm not corporate for them. Oh really? Let's try that. Yeah. Let's see that. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. It's maybe the truth just hurts you. That's all I've got to say. Back to you, Has. I'm done. If you don't know, get to know.
Oh yes, we've got one. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. TJ, how you doing, man?
Yeah. Hey, my people. Sorry, man. Man forgot it was Friday. I've been living in the past, man. So like, when I saw you drop me, I just looked at my WhatsApp. You said Brian Daigle was on the show, so I jumped on.
I don't know where he is. He's here, but I don't know where he is.
Mr. Brian Daigle, man. You sold me a dream. You sold me a dream, my friend.
Wait for it. He'll be coming back. I think he's got something to say at home.
Yeah, man. He sold me a dream, man. But obviously, I see the title Copenhagen, innit? I think you're talking about like how the game was. It was a phenomenal game, man. In my defense, to be honest with you, I only got to watch the first half. You'll be thinking, why was that? Because I had a few things to do that day. It was quite difficult for me. But the team performed well, you know. I hope this can boost the team. I know. Look, I'm not trying to be optimistic, but generally, let's take the positives and move on to the next match. You know, we just have to have some sort of form going into the next match. United, obviously, we're playing against United. Yeah. Sorry, did someone say something?
That's all right. I was just saying, big test.
Yeah. So look, I'm not getting over carried away with this performance. It was a great performance. We've missed this for a while, to be honest with you. It's just good to see some goals going in the back of the net. Do you get where I'm coming from? Xavi Simmons, props to him. He's had his best, I think his best performance in a Tottenham shirt. From what I saw, obviously I only watched half of the game, you know. Van der Ven, man, I saw the highlights. That goal, fam.
Yeah, it was
Prime
amazing.
Son. Prime Son, even better than Son, though, to be honest with you. Because if you look at where Son picked up the ball and where Van der Ven picked up the ball, it was more further. And the finish, bro, listen, we need to put my guy up front. He's got the speed, he's got the height, he's got the shooting as well, man. He's nullified in centre back. I'm actually, bro, listen, our centre back situation is so poor, bro. This is another put Emerson in the middle situation, bro. Big man thing, because I genuinely believe if Van der Ven practices on his shooting, he'll be a lethal striker. Oh, you're here. Yeah. Forget what I was saying, bro. Brian Daigle. I've been meaning to talk to you, my friend. I've been meaning to talk to you. In fact, let's start with how you been. Been a long while, man.
Been a long while. I'm good, mate. I'm absolutely golden.
Missing you, man. You in London or?
I heard in the apparently you want to have a go at me about something.
No, I want to have a go that you sold me a dream. I don't know if you remember, maybe 4 months ago, we came on this show and you convinced me that Frank was what's a good word to say it? A manager that changes like his tactics. A very what's a good word for it? There's a good word. We used a good word last week.
Versatile.
A flexible, versatile manager. Have we seen that so far?
Okay.
That's my first question.
So you're going to. So what we're doing, you're going to base this on about 16 games. Where let's just add as well about being tactically flexible, and people like him going to a back five, like he's some type of back three, whatever you want to call it, like he did at Brentford. How many central defenders does he have fit right now?
It's perfectly fine, 110%. He don't have.
How many defenders does he have? How many defenders does he have fit and available right now?
Around 3. Yeah, around 3.
Exactly. If he plays a back three, and one of them pick up an injury, we're fucked. When Dragusin comes back, and there's 4, also, I don't think one single time since he's been here, Thomas Frank has had his ideal 11 available to him at the same time. Not one, where he can be flexible.
Wait. As you're saying that point, if you was to predict his first line 11, his go-to, if we was to go to a cup match, what would his 11 be? Because for me, I feel like there's so many players that don't fit into Frank's style. I don't even think he has 11 players. Do you get where I'm coming from?
You've just proved it up.
If you was to take the template. Wait. Can I just say this last bit in it? Just so that a lot of people know that what I'm trying to say, if you was to take the template from Brighton to Tottenham, with Tottenham players not being, obviously it's still too soon to judge if they can adapt to Frank's style, right? But as Brian Daigle mentioned, he still doesn't know he don't have his first line available right now. And I'm saying that I don't think the crop of players that we have are on Frank's level. There are a few of them that can adapt to Frank's level, but I still feel like the main part of our squad, there needs to be signings, obviously, and it's too soon to judge Frank right now. And I've always said that. I'm giving him 2 years. But as you said, he doesn't have his first line. What would you think he would go with?
So first of all, let's just go back on what you said about the players not being good enough.
Go for it, my friend.
Thomas Frank walked into the big up, Daniel, brother. Thomas Frank walked into this club, and for the first time, Spurs actually had a window to be happy with the quality we brought in. We needed more, but we needed quality, and the players we brought through the door of Paulinho, Kudus, Mwani. Who else do we bring in? Paulinho, Kudus, Mwani, obviously Tell.
Takitai.
Say again?
Well.
Oh,
Takitai.
Yep, Xavi Simons as well. They are pure quality. So we had the problem. Did we not have the problem with Ange that the players weren't good enough? Did we not have the problem with Conte that the team was not good enough. And I can go back and back and back. He's had one window. He's had to try and get a new philosophy over, a new technique. The training's all changed. Players like Van der Ven have developed. Players like Romero, who the club are saying is coming in with a smile on his face every single day and never been happier. The main thing that you got to remember as well, TJ. You got to remember as well, TJ. Like I said before, you joined. As one of my dear friends, Dan from the Hotspur Hood, once said, when Ange Postecoglou came in, all that guy had to do is play fast attacking football and entertaining football, and the whole fan base will fall in love with him. What happened in those 10 games? And then some. So when Thomas Frank came in, by the way, with exactly the same defence that lost 22 Premier League games last season and conceded goals for fun, inverted wingers, a midfield that was... you might not as well had a midfield because they were never there. Thomas Frank had to come in and make us very hard to beat and more defensively sound and solid. We have the second best defence in the league. We've only lost 3 games, 4 if you want to include Newcastle, in 16. Scored the most goals from open play. 3rd highest set pieces, with which, whether you like it or not, is a major part of football today in the Premier League. Not just for Spurs, everyone. So he's been there 3 months. 3 months.
Of course.
And would you
I'm giving him 2 years.
Been there 3 months.
Yes.
1 second, he's been there 3 months. How many points are we on? Let me just check. How many points are we on? Let's look at the league table. We are on 17 points.
Yeah.
We are 11 points away from our total of last season.
That is crazy when you think about it. No, that is absolutely crazy when you think about it.
We are 2 clean sheets. 2 clean sheets away from equaling the Premier League clean sheet total from last season entirely. Still, you got to remember as well, and I will add this as well, TJ. Thomas Frank, through no fault of his own, or you could say the Solanke and Maddison injury, but they were Maddison's was like it wasn't a non-contact. With Solanke, Maddison, Kulusevski, and Sonny, who had left, that is 86 goal contributions that have left this football club or on the injury list. How do you replace 86 goals?
But we can argue that we have kudos. Sorry, just to play devil's advocate to your argument. Kudos, and look, whether you think Teletubby Tell, that's what I call him. Teletubby Tell is good enough or not good enough. We've spent money on Teletubby Tell and Oddbear and Richard. Let's be honest with you. We've got Richard and Solanke and Richarlison,
who are not good enough.
So you've just mentioned all those players, PJ. How many of them did Thomas Frank sign?
None of them, and that's why I said the point. Even though the reason why, let me make it clear in it. I'm not against Thomas Frank. I want to make it clear because obviously, a lot of people think I'm Thomas Frank out. I'm not. It's just I didn't want Thomas Frank as the manager at Tottenham. There was a particular show.
Who did you want?
I wanted Glasner personally.
Why did you want Glasner? Why did you want Glasner?
My requirements were they have to be winners. They've had to lift in the last 5 years personally, and they have to play a good adaptive football, right? And for me personally, I wasn't too keen on Frank, not because I believe he's a bad manager. Let me make it clear. Obviously, I'm explaining stuff that I've said in the past. The reason why I didn't want Frank, I thought Frank done a brilliant job at Brentford. In fact, he deserves the opportunity to manage a bigger team. Can you correct me if I'm right or wrong? I did say all of these points. I just felt like he wasn't proven in the Champions League phases or winning things. Now, you can... a lot of people use the argument that he brought Brentford up. Clearly, he has the winning side of things, winning mentality, if you would class getting a promotion as a trophy. But it's not true because he brought Brentford up via they were like fourth through the playoffs. So that was my conditions. That's a whole different conversation. But my conditions were the next manager has to be proven in winning trophies. Factually, because again, like last year, the Europa Cup was the first cup I've ever experienced, in my opinion.
Right.
So you have to play that factor. That's why I was against Ange getting sacked. Honestly, that's why I was against Ange getting sacked. But now he's gone. Ange is not the conversation, right? So now when we appointed Frank, I'm saying, well, now we've appointed Frank. My biggest issue was we were going to turn like the Bournemouths and the Brentfords and the Brightons of the world. And I was scared that was going to happen to my club. And then you kind of ask, why did I want Glasner? He's just proven last year to win 2 trophies at...
Okay, so there you go. That's exactly what I wanted you to say. So, first of all, how did Glasner do in his first 7 games in Crystal Palace?
I can't remember, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be able to
remember that. He won one. He won his first one.
I think they struggled. Yeah,
he won the first one, lost the next 6. So then you just said he won a cup, and you look at the football they played last year. He was 2.5. He's had 2.5 seasons to drum into Palace what he wants to do. Iriola, who people go, I want Iriola because he plays great football.
I wasn't for Iriola either.
His first 10 games, he didn't win a damn one of them and was on the verge of the sack. Then he made changes. So I don't understand why.
Okay, so the question I would ask you...
TJ, you wanted Glasner because of the style of football he played. Because of the style of football he played.
Not just that. Let me make myself clear. I didn't want, to be honest with you, Has was witness, Eugene was witness, a few others was witness. I didn't want Ange to leave. I was in the.
You didn't want Ange to leave.
I didn't want Ange to leave. The reason being, we started a project, and now we're gonna have to start over. Now, my conditions for a new manager, I don't want to go like this, downwards. I want to go upwards. And for me, like I said, I believe Frank was a good manager. Yeah, this is not me saying Frank's a bad manager. I want to make it very abundantly clear. I thought Frank was a good manager. I just didn't think he was up to the standards of Tottenham, you know? And it's fair for me to say this because for me, I witnessed Ange, a manager that lost 22 matches, win us a trophy. And we had better managers previously. I wasn't Conte out. Agreed. I wasn't Mourinho out. Agreed. Yeah. And this is not about the football. A lot of people think because I'm talking about Glasner, it's the football. It's not really that. For me, it's the project. Ange, in his first year, respectfully, finished 6th. In his second year, he won us a trophy.
We're running European football.
That is true. That is a factor. That's why I did say this before. I'm giving Frank 2 years. These 2 years, and realistically, it is going to be 2 years. You're not going to see me say Frank out. I've not said Frank out in any of my shows. Have I said Frank out?
Mate, I'm not disputing that. But what I'm getting at is when you said to me, you want to speak to me because Frank is tactically adaptable. And Daniel put in it. You said when you first came on, you said to me because he can change games and play different tactics. When he played the back 5 against PSG, he played the back 5 against Manchester. Well, again, no, Manchester City, because he's had the players available.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And then if you look at it, I don't care what anyone says. Give me 3 points and a boring performance over a draw or defeat, but we play great football every single day of the week. The man has had 16 games. 16.
Okay, the next question I would ask you then, if you don't mind me. Sorry, I'm taking over the show. I don't mean to be. Yeah, I'm, and don't get offended to any of my shenanigans. I'm like this, man. You know,
well, he doesn't, because I pick him up on certain things as well, which I've still got a few.
You don't pick me up on anything. I said I am Thomas Frank's biggest supporter. I'm his number one line of defence. And I will go to God down on this man because I love him that much.
I know you would die. I know you do, Brian. But you know what I mean. The excuses about the injuries, though, is excuses about.
I haven't said anything about injuries. I'm just saying he hasn't been able to select his best team. If you look at Ange Postecoglou when he started, let me finish. When Ange Postecoglou started those 10 games, he had Brennan Johnson that he wanted, Van der Ven, Maddison, Vicario, Destiny, who had just come in from the loan, and he could play his strongest team. Solanke, Solanke was the season after. So he had 5 key players that he wanted, Ange Postecoglou wanted.
Yeah, we're not disagreeing, though. We're not disagreeing on that.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So when he started, he didn't have the injuries. I'm saying, I'm not blaming injuries at all, because I don't like going down that line. What I'm saying is Thomas Frank, like I said, has not been able to play his best 11 right now since he has been Spurs manager at all. And by the way, Thomas Frank, who is also in his first Champions League or European competition ever, is undefeated in 4 games in the Champions League.
But he's been lucky. He's been lucky, though. He has been lucky in certain games.
It doesn't, mate. Not losing. I don't care if I don't care if we're lucky and we win by an own goal in the 94th minute.
Yeah, but
I don't care.
You don't care.
But look at the context.
But you've got to look at the context, though, Brian. You know what I mean? Like, there's no one having a go at it. But yeah, he's proven with the results he's got it through. Yeah, 100%. That's factual. We can't complain about that. Yeah, but we can because it's very early in the season. Yeah, and if we're not able to critique the manager, we might as well do. I've said to everybody, we might as well do any shows. Don't do any shows.
I've got no problem with critiquing him.
So that's what I'm saying. If we look at all the games, though, we have been lucky. We have been lucky in some of those games. Yeah, you keep on saying we're the top goal scorers. So one thing in that list of goal scorers is own goals. It's own goals.
Right. I don't care.
One of those people in those goals is Van der Ven, a defender. You know what I mean?
Okay. So let's go back on that.
Strikers right now. You know what I mean?
So basically, I don't care if Van der Ven is our top scorer. I don't care if own goal is our top goal scorer. We score. It means the ball has gone in the back of the net. What I will say with the strikers, Richarlison started off with those 3 goals. Sorry, the 2 goals. Then he's been quiet. He hasn't had Solanke.
What a surprise! He's been like that for 3 years. What a surprise! What a surprise! You know what I mean? 3 years.
Not horror. We can't score goals. And like I said, because we're missing 86 goal contributions, we only replaced it with Kudus and Mawani. Mawani's been out injured, making his way to it.
So how long are we going to wait for him to do that?
Simmons has come in, and after the performance against Copenhagen, by a country mile, Kudus and Simmons and Mawani are new players to this football club. The whole team are learning.
Mawani
exactly. So yeah, but what's that got to do with it?
Because Mawani, okay, what it means is, Brian, at the moment, we ain't got time to wait for him. We have not got time. You know what I mean? I love this thing about Mawani. Mawani, we need to give him patience. Next season, he ain't going to be here next season, Bob. Time's ticking. For him, yeah?
Where have I said we've got to be patient with him? Time's ticking. What I'm hearing from people. It's November.
Huh?
It's November.
He's on loan, but we ain't got time to wait for him to play.
Can I say something?
Now,
which I agree with what Alex is saying, innit? In a way, he's right. Like, for me, I don't know if you're when I say he's right on this point, I'm gonna make the point. half of his answer is right in my stance. This is what I believe in, right? We are not progressing again. We can't go for another progress, you know. And for me, I'm expecting results. You have to assess it like that. I don't want another 5-year project. I want us to perform here and now. And you might say, is that unrealistic? But see, from Pochettino, and for me, this is my stance, and I've always had this stance. This is about my team, Tottenham. I personally didn't want Pochettino to leave either, you know. And you see this process over and over again. Sorry?
None of us did.
Sorry. Yeah. And we see this process over and over again. And obviously, Frank is now up like the new, I don't know, blanket. You know, he's going to get blamed first. And this is how I see it. Personally, he's going to get blamed first. And whether he does succeed or whether he doesn't succeed, it's always going to be Frank. It's going to be called out on it, right? Now, where I'm saying he is right, this next manager, I'm expecting us to go from here to there. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, but it doesn't happen overnight.
I don't agree with TJ there. I don't agree with TJ there. I don't agree with TJ there.
Okay, you might not agree with me, but the reason why we sacked a winning manager, this is my philosophy. The reason why we sacked a winning manager is to be better. And if we're sacking a winning manager, which he did win, he won for just competing or being in the league, and we're not winning trophies. My biggest concern is, when is the next time Tottenham's going to win a trophy?
Yeah, but
is that too much to ask?
But TJ, this is where I'm on the side of not being too like. I can't think of someone said this on Spurs Kings TV, who you should be subscribed to, by the way, Marlon and Smatted, by the way, the rival show, by the way. You should be subscribed to them because they're very decent people, right? And they're good people to me.
You always got Marlon, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and Smatted, because they're a good mates of mine. Yeah. The point is, though, right, is someone asked me a very good question on the show. They said, do you think Tottenham fans think they're better than Frank? And I thought it was a really good question from what is it, Toon Tactics, another good show, a channel you should be subscribed to as well.
Yeah, I know.
Right. And I said, I'm sorry, no, I can't, because we were 17th last season. I can't be smuggish. Snobbish to Thomas Frank. No, I can't do that, because we were 17th last season. Right. That Europa League, we got lucky. Right? Right. So
well, apparently, Alex, we don't need luck. You were just going on about luck.
Well, yeah, I know, but I would say certain times we have got lucky in certain games. We have, you know what I mean? But listen, Brian, there's certain good positives about Frank, yes. Right, but what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to actually give you some positives about Frank here. Right, so don't get used to it, right? Right, I'm giving some positives here, right? But I'm saying I can't be snobbish to Thomas Frank, right? Because we're 17th last season. I can't do that, right? Okay, right? And so the Spurs fans that say that we're better than Thomas Frank, I think that's a bit I can't personally do that. That's what I'm saying at the moment. You know what I mean?
Alex, to tell the truth, right? The Spurs fans were saying they were better than Conte. Think about it.
Yeah, that was crazy. No, that was crazy.
Right. So to tell the truth, it comes down to the point again. It doesn't matter, right, what happens. Just as long if the home games, right, still continue to be like this, right, and when the home fans in the stadium turn on him real bad, right, then the pressure will come. I've been saying, I'm not Frank out. I want to give him time. My next question is, right, let's say we give Frank 5 years, right, to see this project out. Do you think Frank will win us the Premier League?
And that's my biggest concern, yeah?
Yeah, but that's the
league. I don't give a shit about anything anymore. I want that league, right? All these years I've been sitting down here, I want that league.
You know, that's why I'm giving him 2 years, to be honest with you.
With Poch, he can sit up.
No,
if I don't see that league, right, what's our standards? That's my feeling now.
This is why I'm giving Frank 2 years. Obviously, I don't believe he's going to win the league in 2 years. Let me make that clear. But this is how I know if we're going to go forward. Like, and this in terms of footballing, if you was to judge us under Ange and judge us under Frank, for me in these 2 years, he has to win a cup, in my opinion. And obviously, I don't think that's too much to ask for, because you sacked a guy that finished 6th and won a cup. Whether it was luck or not, he did factually win these things, right? So for me, in them 2 seasons, and TJ, I'm not expecting it now. In a year's time from now, I'm definitely expecting it, because that's 2 seasons.
TJ, even Adge said that he knew he was going to get sacked way before he won that cup. So he only won that cup to save his bacon, save his reputation. So this is where I can't listen to that other side of that argument. You know what I mean? Because I think Tottenham fans let that Europa League get to their head a little bit. Yeah. Right?
But why can't we? Why can't we want more for our club? That's my biggest concern. My biggest concern. Why can't I? Yeah.
TJ, let's just put it this way. So you're saying he's got 2 years, Ange won a trophy in 2 years. So my first question to you, and then there's a second part. If Ange finishes 5th this season, 5th, and wins no cups, has he done better or worse than Ange in his first season?
In his first season, he's done a good job. He's done a good job.
He's done better.
He's done a good job.
No, he's done better.
You know why? You know why he's done better?
He played in 4 competitions, and then he had the 3. Then I will go on to the other thing. And you were saying you want to see progression, blah blah blah. Frank takes a massive responsibility in that. He's got a massive chunk to do with it. But then you look at, with Levy gone and this ENIC 2.0, it's time to see if Vivian, Charlie, Lange, Paratici are ready to do what they've been speaking about. And you look at it, Vivian, I know for a cast iron fact, has always wanted success on the pitch and to focus more on the football, because the more money will come with more success. And now we will see if with Paratici, I believe he was held very, very tightly on, that's too much money with Levy. Because if you're telling me at Juventus, if Paratici was still at Juventus, he would have turned around to the Juventus owners and managers and going, do you know what, I can get you Galini, I can get you Emerson Royale, I get you Brian Hill. Juventus probably would have sacked him or said, what are you smoking?
Brian Hill.
Now we see if Paratici and Frank and Lange are on par, and when they say, right, I want this player, not a cheap version, not a youngster that's got the potential to be the next X, Y, and Z, the real deal. Thomas Frank, every single manager, and this isn't just me talking about Thomas Frank, every single new manager that comes in need their players, or players that can play for them. Both Eugene and Alex would have heard me say this many, many a time. When Liverpool lose a manager, they go and bring in an attacking manager, then an attacking manager, then an attacking manager, then an attacking manager. So it doesn't matter what crooks of a team he's got, whether he likes some of those players or not, they will all be able to play an attacking brand of football, because Liverpool stick like that. Apart from Rafa Benitez and Gerard Houllier, every single one of them has been attacking. We go from attacking to defensive, defensive to attacking, to pragmatic, back to it. So you look at it now. Ange Postecoglou wanted loads and loads and loads of forwards. Oh, okay, I even go further back. Conte, Mourinho, Jose. Loads of defensive football and players that could do it defensively. Then you get Ange Postecoglou in, who plays so much attacking football. Then he's got to try and get rid of the deadwood or the players, but we haven't been able to get them out because Levy's wanted too much money, or they're just genuinely shit and no one will take them till the last year of the contract where they're cheap. So Ange gets all the attacking players, like your Brennan Johnsons, like your Solankis, like others. And then, is he dinner now? Okay. This is my final quote because it's Friday night dinner. My mum's Friday night dinner is unmissable. But then then after Ange, you bring in Frank, who plays a completely different style of football. So now he's got players, and one of the great things about Paratici is, like he did last time before he left, he will get the players out. So this is 16 games, and we shall see. But listen, on that note, I'm going to go. So, Hasper, I will say thank you for having me on, brother. I hope you're good and well.
Nice
Eugene,
man.
brother. Sorry, I completely forgot your name above me, brother. What's your name?
Joseph. Yeah.
Joseph. I should know that. That's my nephew's third name. My third nephew. Great name. TJ, it's been a pleasure taking you to task.
Miss
you, man. Pleasure, brother.
Yeah, no, I missed you, man.
Missed you, bro.
Missed you, Boxy. Let me see that smile. Let me see that smile. There it is. Now I can have a good play. Thomas, Frank. Thomas, Frank. And as always, Louis has gone.
Yeah, there you go.
Brian.
Big up.
You know what I missed?
Hold on. I want Steve E, right? Yeah. This I've got standards, bollocks. No. We all must have standards, right? And then being relevant first. Right? Of course, we need to be relevant first, right? Being relevant is one thing, right? And another league title, we haven't fucking won a league title in 62 years, bro.
Yeah, been more longer than that.
We won the league title 5 years ago. Another league title, 62 years we have not won a league title. Please, right? But okay, after that, guys, I got to go too, right? It's gonna be 3 a.m. here in Malaysia, right? I'll catch up with you guys later. You guys go ahead and have a great show, right? And don't forget, right? Subscribe, right? Don't forget, subscribe to Spurs Legend TV, Hasper TV. What about Into Spurs by TJ, and of course Mr. Box Office. And don't forget Tottenham on Tour, Brian's channel. Yeah. Right. And the other thing is that I'm saying I'll be doing the Manchester United watch along from the Mamak stall again this Saturday. Right, guys, take care. Right, bye.
Yeah, have a good one, mate.
I think he's made some good points. Big up, Eugene. I think he made some good. Like I say, it's not. Listen, I'm still skeptical of Frank. There are positives on Frank. I've said it on my channel. If people watch my channel, would know that already. But I think the thing is, I think one thing I will say is that I can't be snobbish to Thomas Frank. I can't be. I can't be. You know what I mean? Because if you're 17th last season, it just doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? But he's still got to prove himself. And yeah, I think he makes a good point. If we were 5th in the league at the end of this season, he's had a very good season because he
to be fair, the same as our previous manager, if you think about it, because our previous manager in his first season finished 5th. So
with 1 game a week.
Yeah, that's a factor. So it's a good thing. Look, like I said, I've kept this straight from day one when I was not too excited about Frank. I've always said this: if he can do like for like or do better than what Ange Postecoglou done last year. Or the year when I say last year, I mean when Ange managed us, he's doing a decent job. You know, it's just I want my club to go forward. That's my biggest concern, and I can have these concerns because you need to see it, but you need to think ahead. Sometimes it's good to say, is this sustainable? You know, some things you see.
Same question. I've got the same questions. I've got the same questions as you. Sorry to interrupt you. I've the same questions as you. I've got the same questions as you right now because I've been saying it. I've been saying it. Like I'm not giving Thomas Frank a free ride. I'm not giving Thomas Frank a free ride at all. But I think the issue is at the moment is that I think the people are just not able to criticize him. You know,
I don't understand that. I generally don't understand it. What's the point of being here if you can't ask the questions that are really? You know, some of these questions are important.
First season. You know?
I think, guys, for me, the big question for me is, how can Thomas Frank adapt differently at home to turn our home form around? Because whatever he's doing away from home, I'm fine with that. That's fine. You know, like 13 points out of 15 in the league. Yeah, we got a little bit lucky in certain games, like you were saying, Alex, in the Monaco game, the resilient deal. It's resilient, but we got lucky. We got lucky in certain games, yeah. But I would say the thing is that style of football actually sustainable at home? And clearly, at the moment, let's be honest, with the results that we've seen so far, Wolves at home, draw. Bournemouth at home, lost. Villa at home, lost. So How are we? Chelsea at home lost again. So how are we going to turn our home form around? That's my question with Thomas Frank. Anyway, that's my. I mean, I'm hoping we'll figure it out soon. But that's my question.
I don't think. I think we're going to play. I think we're going to be playing the way we were playing the whole season. Even if with the left midfield that everyone's wanting. I think the thing is, I think Brian made a good point about the defence in terms of how many defenders we've got. I think the number of defenders we've got is a problem because I think a back three with wing backs it suits us to the ground. Kudos should be in the middle. Kudos should be in the middle. I think Alderbear should be in the middle as well because I don't think he's a winger. I think he's useless as a winger. I think Javi Simmons should be in the middle. So then you've got to fight out with Berval. I actually said I'd rather have. I think Archie Gray would be better as a right centre back in the three as well. And then you have either two players up front. So you've got Moani or Kudos, or Moani and Javi Simmons. You could have Moani and Johnson, who should be up front, not a winger. He's a forward. You should just watch Jamie Vardy or Darren Huckabee and just behave like them. You know what I mean? Play like them. You know, because I think he scores goals. Play him on the last man, because that's all he is. He's not a winger. He's not a winger. He can't do it. He just cannot do it. Right? And you need to focus on trying to get the wing backs up the end. You know what I mean? Up the other end. You know, because Poro has got a great cross on him. You know, and then Vicario has actually been decent. He saved us how many games now?
Yeah, he's been very last sort of 3 or 4 games. He's been brilliant.
He's saved us. He saved us.
Yeah.
So you know, and it's just that's it for me. I'm not looking, and I think for this season, I need to see some players improve. I need to see a team that's actually like Newcastle. I see players that are from that level to this level now. You know what I mean? Where I'm seeing development, player development. You know what I mean? Where now they're taking responsibility a little bit more. You know. And I think that's what I want to see, and I think that's the only thing I think that will satisfy me, because my eyes are not going to lie to me at the moment. You know what I mean?
No, yeah,
So,
yeah. Look, we're not the best to watch, if I'm being honest at the moment. If you look at it, apart from the Copenhagen game, we're not great to watch in terms of like from an attacking point of view. But I'm hoping that will come, obviously, with the more. I'm hoping that Copenhagen will be the catalyst now to start maybe playing Bentancur and Sarr, or Sarr and Paulinho together, rather than playing Bentancur and Paulinho together at home and home games. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'm fine with it when we're playing away and we're playing big teams at home. But not when you're playing a team you expect to beat. I mean, we need to be more on the front foot in games like that. I don't know what you think.
Well, I mean, I don't think the football's going to be any better than it has been so far. I think, like I said, I think it's going to be the way it's going to be for. I just think the way I think the players are still going to have to take time to gel with each other. It's just that. It's whether you can stomach it for how long, and if we're going to win games. If we're winning games, I think people are going to be happy.
Well, yeah, the thing is, you're right. If we're winning games, it's fine. But when you're not winning games, playing that style of football, people walk out the stadium and think we didn't even really give it a good go here today. I mean, I've come out here lost. Not even seen the same. That's what the sense I get from the fans when I match going fans when I go. But I don't know if you get the same thing.
Yeah, well, they're not digging Thomas Frank. They're not digging him. I know that there's an external thing going on at the moment, but they're not digging. They're not digging Thomas Frank. No. They're not digging him, and I'd stick by it because
we need to give him time. We need to give him at least a couple of years. At least.
I agree with you because I've seen it as well. The guy who sits next to White Hart Lane and goes to me, "You got the manager you wanted, but it's not working. Fix it." He goes to me, so he's not happy with like the football we're playing. That was at the Chelsea game, right? Because basically it's like what me and Eugene said. If we don't play this beautiful football, people don't seem to want to stay at the game and watch it. Like, I think if we were losing, for example, 4-3, even like 3-2, I actually think Spurs fans will be happy. I know it sounds messed up, but
what's alarming is people are leaving at 70 minutes. sometimes. People are leaving at 65, 70 minutes. It's alarming at times. I mean, I don't know if you saw it at the Chelsea game, but I saw a few around me leave at 70 minutes, not 40 minutes. Bad. Yeah. It's bad, isn't it? Like London Derby, you need the fans to be supported right to the very end. Yeah, to be right to the very end, to be like 12 man. And if people are going to leave at 70 minutes, we haven't got much hope.
Yeah, but and I know people are going to say that we need quality players, but again, like I said, people rate Alderweireld and Mattis Tell.
Well, so, I don't rate them.
And to answer to Daniel's question, it's like, I didn't rate Pochettino. Like, I didn't rate him. You know what I mean? I maybe cheered him a little bit, but I was loathing him a little bit because I sat there and thought, I'm still not sure about him. I wasn't sure about him. It was that second season that was kind of disproved it. Yeah, and like I said, when people say, then you have to give Frank time. Yeah, I'm not saying Frank. He's going to get the season. He will get the season and maybe get the second season because if he's in the top 10, there's no reason to sack him.
No,
there's no reason not to sack him. You know what I mean? It's only going to be what does the owners want? What does the hierarchy want at the end of the day? So I ain't sacking Frank, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to address certain things. I'm going to be critical. Constructive criticism on him. Critically, that's what we do on YouTube. That's what we are supposed to do. I don't understand why you can't be self-critical on certain things about the team. I just don't get it. You know what I mean? It's like it's one of those things why I've not really been on channels right now. I've just focused on myself because at the same time it's like the same people say the same things. They say, "Oh, why can you not give them patience?" Okay, again, I keep on saying it again. If you want patience, don't watch Tottenham for a year. Don't watch Tottenham for a year. Don't go and watch shows. Cancel all the Tottenham shows, and let's come back next year, and then we'll go back next, and then we'll we reconvene next year when it really matters next year. But we're not going to do that, aren't we? Because we're going to want to watch how it unfolds, aren't we? You know what I mean?
Don't get me wrong. It's fine. I think it's important to be critical of certain performances. There are certain performances, whether it's Frank to blame or not. He's the manager. It comes down to the buck starts at him. He's the manager making these decisions. And it is right to be self-critical. At certain performances, it is. It was not like a Chelsea game. No, not good enough from Frank, not good enough from the team. But and what else? So there's other things. I look at Wolves at home. That wasn't good enough. I mean, Wolves at home. I went there. That was poor. You know what I mean? Like they bottomed the league and they're only on 2 points. And we literally made them. We were lucky to scrape a point in that game.
Yeah, that game was really
Villa at home. Another one, we started well for the first sort of 15, 20 minutes, and it just all went, Villa grew into the game, and suddenly we didn't wrestle the game back. It's not good, and it's not a good performance. And then Bournemouth were terrible. Bournemouth was an awful performance. I mean, Bournemouth were way the better team than us in that game. I mean, it was bad.
I missed the ball, but I wasn't. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're on a cruise, but lucky enough. Yeah,
I saw it on the iPad. I saw on the iPad. It was our first loss of the season as well.
It was bad, mate. It was bad. But yeah, we're on, Harry. Yeah.
But do you think part of the problem is that because someone referenced Poch, right? So for me, in order for him to create something, you need to give it time. Like,
of course, yeah.
Against Villa, I thought the problem was tactically that he didn't react to, Villa put McGinn on one side and was it Buendia on the other side? Yeah, he didn't react to the change and also when McGinn was playing on the wing, doesn't matter which wing, I think it was left or right, I can't remember which one. He was tucking in, and because we played Simmons in the middle that day, and Simmons was playing really high up, and then Bentancur playing really deep. I remember, we were getting outrun in midfield because McGinn would tuck in. And most of them, I think the other three they played in midfield were all just because Rodgers has a tendency to drop in anyway, but he's a lot stronger than Simmons. Let's be honest. So there were times when it was kind of 4 against 2 in the middle or 3 against 2 because of McGinn tucking in, and he didn't do anything to kind of counteract that. We kind of just
I agree. Yeah. I agree to that point a little bit, but I think the problem is as well. He's hung his hat on certain players like Bentancur, and my feelings on Bentancur. You know what I mean? I think people are going way over the top about his performance against Copenhagen. I think they were saying, "Oh, he's brilliant." Well, he would be brilliant because it's a bang average midfielder Copenhagen had. You know what I mean? So if he wasn't good, I'll be very, very worried. You know, Juventus, former Juventus player as well. So you think he would be actually not that bad, wouldn't you? You know what I mean? You know? So I do think that midfield, that combination isn't right at the moment. That's why I say you either have a Javi Simmons or a maybe even a Sarr somewhere. You know what I mean? You know, I just think you're gonna have to try and sort something out with that midfield at the moment. I just don't think it's I mean, I understand. I mean, Bentancur's had his good games. I will say that.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say good, not like the way that people are talking about, going over the top. And Paolini's had his bad games as well, even though he's had a really good start. But I just think, I mean, like I say, he's trying to figure it out. I get it, and people saying that he's gonna get the transfer windows. He's gonna get a season. He'll get 1 or 2 seasons, or a season and a half. You know, as long as he's still in the top 10, fighting for the top 6. I don't see why he would get sacked.
No.
You know what I mean? Or are they going to be looking for other managers? I don't see why you sack the manager. You know what I mean? So I think it's just really just I'm only going what my eyes are telling me at the moment. You know what I mean? I'm only going what I'm seeing. You know, because I've watched every single game, even if I'm at the stadium, even if I miss a game, I watch a full game to get some context to the performances, right? Because even if it's boring, and it is sometimes, it is very, very boring because I fall asleep most of the time when I'm watching it, right? Okay. But and I'm just being honest. I'm being honest with you. You know what I mean? There's no point in me, beating around the bush about it. It is very boring to watch. You've got to really keep your eyes open on it. But the worry for me is Kudos is getting very tired. And I think he should be in the centre, and we're very reliant on him.
Yeah, we are.
The worry for me is that our defenders have to go up front to score goals because our strike force is really useless. I think Mwani's got to do more, 100% more, because like I keep on hearing he needs to still get fit, and I'm like, mate, we ain't got time to wait for you, mate. You're on loan. You need to get going like Paulinho is, and he's on loan, and he got going straight away. The whole thing with the Doji and the wing backs at the moment, I think they need to contribute a little bit better. And I'm still sceptical of Alderbear and Johnson. Yeah, there's still a lot of things that he needs to sort out. And if he can improve certain plays this season, he's done very well, especially the time thing game as well. So, but I do think the football won't change with the left winger. I don't think it will change. You know what I mean?
Not necessarily, but then again, I do wonder because obviously I don't know how we're going to set up tomorrow. I was going to ask you guys, what do you think about how we're going to set up tomorrow? Do you think? I've got to go in a few minutes. I've got dinner soon, but as I've got my 5-minute
warning.
Probably
finish in 15 minutes anyway, so it's fine.
That's a quick one. I was going to say, do you reckon he will start Paulinho and Bentancur in the middle tomorrow together then, or do you reckon he might go for a Paulinho and a Sarr or Bentancur and a Sarr?
I think he'll go. I think he'll go Bentancur and Paulinho. I think
again.
Yeah,
do you think Simmons is going to play in the 10 again, or do you think he'll put Sarr? Because me and President were talking about this after the game, and I was like, I think he'll play Sarr, Bentancur, Paulinho against United because we might need a bit more strength than with Simmons. But
I think he'll definitely play. I think he'll definitely play. What is it? I think he'll play either Javi Simmons in the centre, and then he'll play maybe Alderbear on the left.
Okay.
And on the right, I think he'll play Kudos.
As long as he's fit.
Kudos, if he's fit, he'll play.
Yeah.
The back four will be the same. I think, even though Danzo hasn't been good last couple, he wasn't good at the Chelsea game. I think it's going to be Romero and it's going to be his normal back four, basically. I think Spence will be on the left.
Spence, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. And then I think up front will be Mwani, because I think Mwani will get a chance because at least he holds up the ball
Yeah.
And he compliments the other, and I think they need to get him. They need to get up to speed very quickly, really, because I think he's got something about
He's
him.
our best
Definitely.
striker, you know that already.
Well, it's not. It doesn't take enough to be our best strikers. Look at the strikers we've got.
Yeah,
but
I know.
But the way that he controlled the ball for the second goal for Alderweireld,
that's really
to
good.
be fair, but that was a good moment for him. That was a good moment. I'm not going to go over the top about it because we need to see a full performance from him. Yeah. Then we can start praising. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's where we're at the moment, really.
I don't know. Did you see? I found it interesting that Moani got called up for the French national team. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah, I saw that.
I mean,
I was surprised he's barely played for us. He's barely played for us. Well, he's only played like 3 games, isn't he?
He's finally getting fitter, I suppose, isn't it? Do you mean one of them ones? Finally getting fitter.
I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I think really, well, maybe it's good that he's going to get more game time, but I still think he needs to. He needs to improve still because he's had some good moments.
Yeah.
But for a striker that's got a lot of experience now, he needs to hit the ground running. Let's be honest here. Kulusevski has got a lot of criticism from me in recent years. I can't criticise him because at least he might run through blind alleys a lot of the time, but he's better than what I'm seeing from bloody Javi Simmons.
Oh wow! Okay.
Well, yeah, the jury's out on Xavi Simmons at the moment. I think it's just adapting to the physicality of the league. But like you said, though, Alex, there is a question of he does need time. But the thing is, how much time we're willing to give him because like he needs to start getting up to speed. And I think hopefully he needs to just get in the gym a bit more. I think just a bit of physicality. He needs to really brush up and sort of be able to hold players off. That's what I'm not seeing.
Because Alex, I saw him getting out muscled by like Doncaster players. I remember in that game.
He's not physical enough for the English league at the moment. He's not.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, I think when if you look at his if you watch matches of Javi Simmons, the players that actually look like they sparkled in the team wasn't just Javi Simmons, and I don't think it was about Javi Simmons. It was about Openda.
Leipzig, Pendo as well,
Openda.
The striker, that was the striker.
That was the player that looked like was the man that was really all action sort of guy. You had your moments with Javi Simmons, but I think the difference is between him and like Maddison. Maddison, if he doesn't get the ball, he's going deep to get the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
to
you're
try
right.
and make things happen there.
Yes,
Javi Simmons, you've got to get somebody to get the ball to him, so then he gets the ball to that person that creates for somebody else.
Yeah, and then that's what people are saying. Because obviously, when you're setting up with Paulinho and Bentancur together, is there enough progression in the ball to get the ball to find Xavi in his pocket? That's what I'm hearing a lot. I don't know. Yeah. I'm hearing a lot.
And this is why I look back at some of the matches that he's played, right? In full matches, I mean, not just highlights. I look at full matches.
Right, yeah, you need to look at full matches.
And this is what you see. You know what I mean? So then you get the context of what you're seeing in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, guys, before we round it up, I was getting a score prediction. Joseph, what do you think the score's going to be?
Wow, score prediction. Okay. I'll go 1-0. You know, let's go 1-0 Spurs. Come on, let's get a 1-0 win. I mean, we often seem to beat Man United at home 1-0. Done them in Europa League 1-0 in the final. Done them at home last season 1-0. I'm gonna go 1-0. Go on,
Alex.
What
do you think? I said it's going to be a draw.
You think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a draw.
Score draw?
Yeah, I think score draw. Yeah, I think either 2-2 or 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah, I just think I think we can get to them by set pieces. Yes.
Yeah.
Whether we will get to, I just think it's set pieces. I think we'll get to them set pieces, but I think we'll still lose out on certainly because I think they do have a good strike force. But it's anyone's game. I think it's anyone's game.
I agree. Yeah, it's gonna be a close one. I think. Harry, what are you thinking?
I think we'll win 3-2.
Win 3-2. Wow, there's a lot of goals. for Spurs.
Yeah. Because I can see them scoring because of Cunha. I think is 100% going to score tomorrow.
Well,
But
Cunha
I
and
just- I
Mbeumo
can see-
are fine.
yeah, maybe in Buemo as well, and I think
But
we'll
the
probably
defense
score
are
Van de
full
Ven again. Van de Ven
Mm.
again off the 70th.
Van de Ven again, yeah. What, running from his own half again, yeah?
Yeah, and then Kudus will get one, and then I
To be
think
fair-
I fancy Mwani to get his first goal tomorrow. I don't know why, but
Harry, to be honest, let's be honest. I mean, we know that Van de Ven will be running a lot quicker than Harry Maguire. So he's running up against him at the back four. I mean, you can sprint past him. Absolutely. So you can do that.
Yeah.
We hope.
all right. Very please subscribe to Big. So Mr.
yeah,
Box Office TV.
I've already subscribed.
Really-
There you go. But
Yeah.
Alex, it's nice to stream you again as always, and you, Harry, as well. Thank you again for having me on.
We're gonna end it now anyway. So come on, you
Yeah.
Spurs.
Take care, guys. Bye bye.
Take care. Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.